Today on the Rational Rancher, we're talking about weight gain. Weight gain in weaned calves. If you've been around the cattle industry, you know that when you wean a calf, it's the most stressful time of that young calf's life. And in order to get them to continue to gain weight, the normal industry would say you got to feed them a bunch of medicated feed, put them on a grain ration to keep them packing on the pounds through the winter. But I'm here to tell you we operate a grass-based cattle system here, meaning they eat grass, no grain. And I'm gonna tell you our secret for this winter to keeping these guys fat and happy and gaining weight all winter long. So to start off with, I thought I'd talk and just show you the calves. The first week of weaning calves is the most important week of that calf's life when they're young. It's so stressful on them to be separated from their mom, and they're going to start eating different things. They're not getting that milk every day. So the first week is highly important, and most likely they're not going to gain much weight that first week. So what we do is we do a fence line weaning method, which just means the moms share a fence line with them, and they can still lick each other, see each other, and it seems to help them be less stressed. And after about a week, they will stop bawling, and their moms kind of come visit them less and less, and they're officially weaned, and they're ready to move to the next pen. So there's a few really important things to remember when you're weaning your calves. Number one, fresh water. Try to get them the cleanest, freshest water you have on the farm, because that's going to help them. Number two is we like a good mineral for our cows year round, but especially when they're being weaned. And if you go to your local feed mill and ask them for a formulated mineral for the area you're in, here in the Ozarks, they have a formula for spring, summer, winter, and fall, different minerals for different times of the year. There's no extra things in the mineral, just salt and mineral, but it's very important to keep them having good minerals throughout the time. Next, after we do the fence line weaning and they have their good water and minerals, we move them up to a little bigger pen. Ideally, you'd move them out to pasture after that first week with some nice stockpiled grass. Unfortunately, we had a bad drought here in the Ozarks and we don't have any pasture left. So they're here in this pen. It's about an acre big, and they have fresh water. They have all the hay they can eat. And we keep them up close to the barn so we can keep a good eye on them, make sure nobody's getting sick. And that's another really important thing when you're weaning, is to make sure your animals stay healthy. So you need to lay eyes on them every day. Probably thinking, you said in your title you're going to tell us the secret to keeping calves gaining weight all winter long when you wean them. So we're now to the point, but the secret doesn't work unless you've taken really good care of your calves throughout the whole first week of weaning and get the next pen set up, whether that's out on pasture or in a lot like we have, an acre lot, where we're gonna keep them for the winter. And the secret is behind me. This is pure alfalfa hay. They're 3x3x8 bales. They weigh about, I'm gonna say they weigh 1,000 pounds. Some might be a little heavy, some might be a little light. But this is if you wanna call it a supplement, it's the special hay that we found really helps those calves pack on the pounds and stay healthy all winter long. So now you know my secret. Pure alfalfa hay for my grass-fed calves at weaning and throughout the winter, their first winter. And you might be saying, I don't want to spend the extra money. And I agree, I hate spending extra money on anything, but this more than pays for itself. I'm an accountant in my former life, so I love numbers. So let's crunch some numbers here. Stay with me. Each one of these bales, roughly 1,000 pounds, and I buy them for $100 each. And I feed those 20 calves around 50 pounds a day. Each flake's about 25 pounds. I feed them 2 flakes. It's not exact. Don't quote me on the weights and everything, but I give them 2 flakes a day. And in general, every cow's different. I might have a cow that gains 4 pounds a day on this stuff. I might have a calf that only gains a half a pound. But from the 2 years I've been doing it, totally in general, end up on average each calf weighing about 50 pounds more come the springtime than they would have if I hadn't fed them the hay. So that 50 bucks is, at the cattle prices today, $4 a pound, $200 extra per calf. And I'm feeding all of my calves, all those 20 calves all winter for $500. It's a good deal. And even if there was no weight gain, there's other benefits. I'm out there every day hand feeding them this hay in a trough. We'll show you a little bit later in the video, but I hand feed them. They like it. They get used to me being around. They get used to me being close to them. They get used to me calling them. And if you've ever raised cattle, having cows that will come when you call can be worth, it's priceless. You don't have to chase them around. If you want to move them, you just call, they follow you. And so it was just those benefits. I would spend the extra $500 to get them through the winter. But it's also the weight gain. And the heifers I found are a little thicker coming into the spring flush of grass. They grow a little faster through that spring flush. They have higher pregnancy rates. Now, none of this is guaranteed. It's just my experience. And I would like to challenge y'all to try it. You know, if you can find some good alfalfa hay to feed your grass-fed calves, you know, this isn't grain, it's just good quality hay. And it really seems to make a difference for my calves. So all in all, what I can expect is an extra $200 in weight gain on them, each calf, and a little bit healthier animal through the winter. They stay slick, they stay friendly, they seem to be staying healthy. So that's my secret here in the Ozarks for weight gain on my calves. I wish I didn't have to buy anything extra, but the little bit of extra money we spend per calf on the alfalfa really seems to be paying dividends. For what it's worth, that's this rancher's 2 cents on how to keep a grass-fed weaned calf growing all winter long. Agree with me? Disagree with me? I don't care. Put it in the comments. Let's get a debate going. Thank you for your time and for watching our videos. And please like and subscribe. We'll talk to you later.